Alright, white coat. Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to work on our Mojave Grom body. This is the first one we've done, and we are going to retire this truck. Well, actually we're going to repurpose it. And we're going to bring back our little Neptune guy. If you know the story behind him, we found him on the beach, washed up on Neptune Beach in Florida last year when we went to Arrma Mojave. And he's been kind of hanging around the shop, and we utilized him in one of the bodies before on our 10T2, and I'm going to bring him back, I believe, and put him on the Grom. I cut some stuff out on the Cricut machine, our little Scully guy, some checkerboards for the roof, and then our channel logos. Anyways, so we're going to throw some masking on this thing and get started and try to get it knocked out. Alright guys, I simplified our scheme. I know I cut some checkers. I had them on the roof. Didn't like the direction that was going. As usual, I overcomplicate things and make it a little more than I need to. Just want this thing to be bright, colorful, and look good on the beach. So we're going to go with pink in the front, our Guru green in the back, and all of our logos will be black and white, so they'll stand out good. We'll do the bed in black, maybe do flat clear on it if I have time. And yeah, so we just did a pretty simple standard scallop style. I did cut a drop on each one of them so we can have a little bit of extra, just a little bit of style points there. Of course, we got our logos, we got our Neptune on the hood. So I think we're about ready to spray this thing. We're going to start with the pink and yeah, knock it out. All right guys, the first color we're going to go with, we're going to use our, we'll use a lot of it, the raspberry. The raspberry will give us a little bit of depth. On the pink, we're just going to go straight pink. And we'll outline all of our graphics in this raspberry. And then we'll go straight into the neon pink. As soon as I find the lid to this airbrush. Alright guys, I'm not going to tear the shop apart looking for that lid. We can spray without it. We just got to be careful not to turn the cup up sideways. Alright, there's one coat. I'm going to dry this up. I'm going to hit it one more time and then we'll go straight into pink. Alright guys, we got all of our raspberry on there. I don't know why I can't remember that. We're going to go straight into hot pink. Did do some searching for my lid. No sign of it. I just carefully emptied out the trash can and it is missing in action. So we'll have to get on Gallery's website and order a new cap. Maybe a couple since I lost that one. It could be anywhere. Anyways, double check our tape here. We got a little roll up here. Think we're good. Yeah. Pink time. All right. There's one coat of pink. We'll get this dry. Put a couple more on there. Probably 3. And then we'll pull out some of the white. Little Scully Man's, of course, his head's going to be white. The little dots in his eyeballs are white. And a couple little features. We'll do the GW in white. And we'll attempt to pull out our Guru's World on the side in white. So, yeah, we are making progress. Alright guys, we got everything pulled out that's going to be white. Do a little cleanup around the edges with our cuticle stick. I'm going to do a little bit different. I'm going to put a little bit of some really old fast change red. Now you got to be careful with it because you put too much of it on there. It's going to look that kind of that eggy looking beige color. So we're going to put one quick dust coat over it. So it should give us somewhat of a red pink pearl to the white in theory. So I hadn't used it in many years. As you can tell, the label's starting to rot off of it. But anyways, we're going to try it. And I'm going to put one quick coat over everything that's going to be white here and hope it works. That is it. No more. Any more than that, it's going to start turning beige. I mean, literally a dust coat. You can see that it's already got somewhat coverage. Can't quite see it, but you can see that there's some color there. So we'll get that dry, immediately back it up with some opaque white. Whoop, opaque white. And once we get that done, we're moving on to the back section. All right, we're jumping right into white. We're going to back everything with white, all the pink and the raspberry. All right, there's one. And you can't really tell it, but you'll see that once we peel the film off. It's got just a hint of a pearl and slightly champagne-y color. So I think it's going to look pretty cool. So let me get this backed up. We'll put one more coat on. We're going to back it with gray to protect it. And then we're going to spray our 40-50 clear on the back of the body to help possibly prevent the bleed of the two colors. So even if it does, it's still going to look pretty cool. It'll just fade the Guru Green into orange eventually. So it'll be like a cool effect, even if we don't want it to be that way. But that's enough talking. Let's get this dried up and move on to the back half. All right, guys, we got all of our pink on. We got our white behind it, and we backed it with gray. We got all of our section pulled out. That's going to be Guru Green. And then, but first, we're going to spray some 40-50 clear over this area to seal up these edges to help prevent future bleeding or blending of the colors. I hope it works. Just noticed that my other Mojave body, this was done back in November, it's just now starting ever so slightly turning the Guru Green into orange along the edges. I got a picture of the truck at the beach when we first got it done right before Christmas, and it was pure green. Can't really see it on camera as much, but I can see just a slight fade. Although our white is holding up, which is good. I figured the white would be the first one to go. But yeah, we're about to retire this body and break out the new one here. So let's get some green on and get this thing wrapped up. All right, the clear coat, most times you have to reduce it a little bit. And we got it reduced. And anytime you reduce this stuff, you need to let it set, get it mixed up good, and let it set for about 10 minutes before you use it. That way it kind of emulsifies and does what it's going to do. Just going to do one coat. All right, that's all there is to it. If you put this on wet enough, you'll see a kind of a blue tint, kind of a bluish haze. Once it dries clear. But our main concern, like I said, is right along these edges where the colors are going to butt up. So there we go. We're going to let this dry, and then we're going to hit it with the Guru Green. All right, Guru Green time. This is just fluorescent yellow with about 10% of neon green mixed in it. You got to make sure you put about like 3 or 4 coats for it to turn green. 1 or 2 coats, it looks yellow still. So you got to put enough of it on there to get the true color. All right, light coats. There's one, and this thing is going to be bright. So let me get this dry, put a couple more coats on, and then we'll back that with white. All right, guys, we got all of our Guru Green on. We'll put like 4 coats. We backed it with white. No need to back it with gray yet. We're going to spray our little cutouts here, our little drops underneath our scallops. We're going to spray that Wicked Aluminum. That's kind of a sparkly silver. I use it on a lot of stuff. We'll have to back that up, and once we back that up, we'll back all the green up because we're going to spray our logos and all. We don't need that showing through. So let's get the silver on, and we'll go on to the next step. All right, there's 1 coat of silver. You're not really going to see it. I'll probably just put 1 more, and then once we back it to gray, the gray will make up the difference there, and it'll be sparkly silver. Once we got that done, we'll pull out everything that's going to be black, and then we'll be real close to wrapping this thing up. All right, guys, we got everything pulled out that's going to be black. Everything pulled out relatively good. Had a couple little places that blew through. It comes to be expected, but we cleaned it up with our cuticle stick, and yeah, one thing we got left is the black. I think we want to use our big bottle of blue, or like a teal color on these pinstripes, and then the play button, and we are ready to unveil. Found my lid. It was laying on my little airbrush rack, sitting between the 2 airbrushes. Wicked Black, that's straight out of the bottle, and just a couple coats. All right, there's one. That's pretty much covered. We're going to put another one on just to make sure all these little cracks and crevices in the bed are covered up. And then when we come back, we will do the play buttons and our pinstripe. All right, we're about ready to wrap this thing up. We're going to spray our play buttons. Normally I use fluorescent red because it looks like the logo on the TV if you see it, kind of bright. But I'm afraid it won't show up against this pink. So we're going to use the standard red, so it should pop or at least show up good here. And it's definitely going to show up in the green. You can't miss it. Once we got that done, we're going to spray our blue pinstripe here, which is probably going to stay blue. And then it's unveil time. All right. It's that simple. We'll get this dry, then we'll pull these out, and we'll wrap this thing up. All right, guys, we got all the fine line tape pulled out, and as usual, I was trying to look at it and possibly change my mind, but I think we're going to stick with the plan. We're going to use our big bottle of blue. It's just some mixed up blue and white that I've made that I use a lot of. That's why I got a big bottle. But anyways, we got all the fine line out. We cleaned up a few edges, and we're ready to wrap this thing up. All right, pretty cool. I'm going to put one more on. We're going to back everything with gray just to make it look finished, and then we'll do the unveil. All right, guys, we got everything sprayed. We got the backing on. We're going to take it one step further. I'm going to use the Spaz Spray Clear 90-119, the matte clear. And I went ahead and trimmed around the bed, and we're going to pull the film off the bed and just spray our bed flat. Just to add a little bit of detail. Our other body has the bed shiny, so we'll do this one a little bit different. Make sure you don't over pull this because you don't want to flatten too much. All right, we got our area exposed that we want to stay black, or we want to stay flat, and just maybe like 2 medium wet coats. Make sure our film is out of the way. No need to prep it. Just pull the film off and it's ready to spray. There's one. We'll let it do its thing. It will flatten on its own. Like I said, do not use this if it's raining outside, really humid. It will blush, and once it blushes, there's no coming back. So I'm going to let this dry. We'll hit it one more time, and then we'll do the unveil. Alright guys, that's a wrap for today's video, and as always, the most satisfying part of painting your RC body is pulling off this film and revealing all of your hard work. I will admit that I kind of rushed this one. I wanted to get something out, something different, before we go to the beach with it, and definitely not going to have a problem seeing this thing from any distance. And this film is coming off in pieces. We're getting there. Maybe. A little bit more. Wow. And kapowie. Check it out. That thing bright enough? We're taking Neptune back to the beach. I was already prepared because I wasn't super excited about this paint job the other night when I wrapped it up. This is the next day, actually. So, although this looks really cool, I see several flaws that I would like to change. And we ran by the hobby shop today at Anderson RC and picked up the Pro Line Silverado for the Grom. So that one will be coming soon. And I'm thinking maybe like a Wilkie design. It has pink wheels, if you know Blake Wilkie stuff. But anyways, we're going to throw a few decals on this thing, get it on the truck, and check it out because it actually looks pretty cool. I like it, but I think we can do better. So we're going to slow down and do one better. All right, guys, that's a wrap for today's video. We got the body just sitting on the car right now, and it looks pretty sweet on there. I think we said on Wednesday that we're going to turn this into a dirt oval late model called the Grominator. I'm still going to do that. I was going to utilize this cage into this body and then utilize the grill off of this body to this one since it's fresh and new, and this one's got a little bit of curb rash from the skate park. But wasn't quite ready to completely sacrifice this one yet, at least the body. So what we're going to do, we're going to take the cage from the black and gold body, and I'm going to attempt to dye this black. I don't know if it'll work. I don't know if this is like a nylon material or if it's just more ABS. ABS does not take dye very well, or if at all. And if it does work, we're going to do the wheels. From what I understand, these gold wheels for some reason were a little bit hard to get for a minute. I don't know about it anymore, but hopefully we're not messing something up by making these black. I think they'll look cool because we've got, I don't have them out here, but we got some aluminum pink nuts, wheel nuts, that will set it off a little bit. As far as, like I said, the paint job, it ain't my best, but we did it in a hurry and because we're on short time again. I'm definitely going to take my time on the next one. We got the Proline Chevy. I want to do a Blake Wilkie sort of scheme. That'll still work with our pink wheels. So that will be, it's a sand car, so it works out. But anyways, the next time you see this, it will be at the beach. It will be running, and we'll be trying out these new Proline tires. And yeah, it's going to be pretty awesome. But anyways, I appreciate you hanging out and painting the body with me again. Stay tuned for Wednesday's video. It may not be an update. It may be a running video. So we're going to take the Hornet out and finally run it. And this thing's going to be on the beach. So tune in Wednesday. And while you're at it, check out the links below for any of your cool decals and t-shirts. And we'll see you then. Thanks.